Hello violin players, welcome to Pro Am Strings. I'm Henriette and this is lesson 25 in the All for Strings violin method. And in this lesson we're learning exercise 85, the D major scale in 3, and you can find this exercise on page 28 in your book. A new note is introduced here, namely the dotted half note. In England we call it the dotted minim. And a dot after a note adds half as much again. So we know already that the half note or the minim lasts for 2 counts. When we add half as much again, it becomes a 3 count note. And in order to play 3 count notes, I have split my bow into 3 more or less equal parts. And when you play long notes, such as we have in exercise 85, each of the counts of the note gets about a third of the bow. So again in this lesson we're talking about bow distribution, and we're trying to create an equal distribution of the 3 counts of the note. Now we're playing the D major scale, which should be relatively straightforward for you, so let's go straight in and let's see if you can look at the bow while you play. So we're starting right at the heel. I'll count us in for 3. 1, 2, 3. Wonderful, well done. And you are becoming such an accomplished player. 25 lessons, my goodness me, you've done an outstanding job getting this far. Let's just have a look in your book again, because we can see those little wedges that connect 2 notes, and in those places where you can see those lines, it means that your fingers are together. Now you will have played, if you play the scale in tune, you will already have played your fingers together, but this is just for those of you who don't quite know what this little sign means. Now the reason that we're putting so much emphasis on bow distribution is that you get a very even quality sound, and you will have noticed that you did get a really nice even sound when you were spreading out your notes equally amongst those 3 sections of your bow. Now because we're bowing relatively slowly as well now, it may be that you get the shakes back into your playing. And that sometimes happens, and it is sometimes really difficult to get rid of that. You know how you can remedy it, and for those of you who are having the shakes at this moment, I'll just explain that again. So if you have a long D, for instance, sometimes it happens that around this area of the bow starts to bounce a little bit. And that is an indication of tension in your upper arm or in your right shoulder. So what you can do to help it, and it's quite persistent and it's sometimes quite difficult to get rid of it, but give it a lot of time, like 6 to 8 weeks, and that should cure it, or it should make it a lot better. What you can do is to stop where you feel the shaking coming on. So if I'm playing and I feel the shakes coming on here, I'll stop my bow and I'm consciously dropping my shoulder, and I'm putting more weight into my right upper arm, and then I continue to play. And I'm playing another bow stroke. You probably will either not shake as much or not at all when you play an up bow, but then when you play another down bow again, it might come along again, and you may anticipate the shaking by, as you progress with your bow stroke, already dropping your arm down. So I can feel it coming on and I'm dropping this. Can you see? I'm doing that. And that stops my bow from shaking. Now up bows are usually not an issue at all. Here we go again. See if you can feel it coming along, and then while you play, see if you can drop all of that. Amazing, and that should help a lot, but sometimes it takes a little while to achieve that. So if you have enjoyed this lesson, why not consider becoming a member of Henriette's Violin Club? And the people who are already on board in the club all comment on how valuable it is to be part of the club and feel more part of the community in your playing. We're doing monthly members only live sessions, so you could be asking me your personal question in a real-time setting if you are a member of Henriette's Club. Thanks very much for watching today, and I look forward to seeing you in the next lesson. Goodbye.